In 2012, Google launched one of the most ambitious studies ever conducted on team performance. They called it Project Aristotle. They analyzed 180 teams, studied communication patterns, personality types, skill levels. They assumed the best teams would be the ones with the smartest people, the most experienced people, the most technically capable people. They were wrong. The single most important factor in team performance had nothing to do with who was on the team. It had everything to do with how safe those people felt. This is what the talent. Psychological safety is a term coined by Harvard Business School professor Amy Edmondson. It is defined as the shared belief that the team is safe for interpersonal risk-taking. In plain language, can I speak up without fear of being punished, humiliated, or dismissed? Can I admit a mistake without it being used against me? Can I ask a question without being made to feel stupid? Can I disagree with a decision without damaging my standing? These are not soft questions. They are the questions that determine whether the intelligence in your organization actually gets used. A team full of brilliant people who don't feel safe to speak performs worse than a team of average people who trust each other enough to be honest. That is not opinion. That is what the Google data confirmed. The research on psychological safety is extensive and consistent. Teams with high psychological safety report 27% higher profitability, generate 32% more ideas per team member, complete projects 35% faster, experience 33% less burnout-related exits. And here is the retention finding that should get every leader's attention. When organizations move into the top 30% of psychological safety, attrition risk drops to effectively 3% across all groups, regardless of gender, race, disability status, or background. The playing field levels. Because when people feel safe, they stay. And yet only 26% of leaders currently create psychological safety for their teams. That gap between what the research confirms works and what leaders are actually doing is one of the most expensive gaps in organizational performance today. Psychological safety is not fragile. But it is not resilient either. It is built slowly and destroyed quickly. The behaviors that destroy it most consistently. Dismissing ideas in public. We already tried that. That's not realistic. Said in a meeting in front of the team. The person who proposed the idea does not propose another one for months. Sometimes ever. Responding to mistakes with blame rather than curiosity. How did this happen? Asked with the tone of an indictment is not a learning question. It is a warning. And the team hears the warning. Rewarding certainty over honesty. When leaders only want to hear good news, teams learn to bring only good news. Bad news travels slowly in organizations where the messenger gets shot. And by the time the bad news arrives, the problem it was carrying has become a crisis. Silence in meetings. Not comfortable silence. The silence of people who have learned that speaking carries more risk than staying quiet. If your team meetings are dominated by one or two voices, that is not because the others have nothing to say. It is because they have learned not to say it. Psychological safety is built through consistent small behaviors. Not through initiatives. Not through workshops. Through what happens in the room every day. Behavior 1, model fallibility. The leader who says I don't know gives everyone permission to not know. The leader who says I got that wrong gives everyone permission to get things wrong. Permission is set from the top. Behavior 2, respond to bad news with curiosity. When someone brings you a problem, your first response in that moment is being observed by everyone in the room. Tell me more about what you're seeing. Signals that bringing problems is safe. Why didn't you catch this earlier? Signals that it isn't. Behavior 3. Actively invite dissent. Not passively accept it. Actively invite it. What am I missing here? Who sees this differently? What's the strongest argument against this? These questions signal that disagreement has value. And they consistently surface information that would otherwise never reach the decision. Behavior 4. Follow through on what people share. If someone raises a concern and nothing happens, the message received is raising concerns here is pointless. The follow-through, even when the answer is no, is what tells people their voice matters. 27% higher profitability. 32% more ideas. 35% faster project completion. 33% less burnout exits. And only 26% of leaders are creating it. Psychological safety is not a culture initiative. It is not a well-being program. It is a leadership behavior. Practiced daily. In every meeting. In every response to a mistake. In every moment when someone takes the risk to speak. And what you do in that moment determines whether they ever do it again. Comment safe below. This is what the talent. The move is yours.